Okay, I don't know why I'm making this video. I just had the urge to make this in the middle of the night, 2 a.m. So, you want to play corner offense. You heard from a bird that you're playing solo queue, you're midfielding, you're playing vice because you're bad at the game or something, and someone on your team, usually the brawler, could be anyone, tells you, hey, we should play corner more. And now, you're the vice. You may be thinking, what does that mean? I have no idea. But luckily, this video is here for you because I, Dropletto, will be showing you right now what corner offense is all about. And for that, I'm getting rid of Vice because it makes. Actually, you know what? I'll do it Vice. I'll do it Vice anyways. We'll do it Vice Juliet on the screen, and we'll do it against two goalies. What's a Dubu and who's their midfield? Who's their midfield pick? God, I mean, these team comps are literally never going to see the light of day. Juno. Nope, Vice can't win against Juno. Dracar. Awesome. Kai. Sure. So, you want to play corner offense, and you're playing with Juliet and Vice. We're going to ignore the enemy brawler for now because that will only complicate things for now. And same for our goalie. We're not going to worry about our goalie for now. So, game starts, run start, corresponds. Oh goodness, so we're gonna skip all of that neutral part. We don't care. I don't care. What matters is that we want to get to the corner. So let's pretend we have possession. We're passing about. Dubu's in the box. Kai is probably around here. It could be swapped. Could be like this. Could be like this. But right now, corner offense doesn't actually matter that much. I'll be honest. The main reason is that we have two barriers to attack. So when attacking the barrier, it is extremely hard for Dubu to cover all of this space. All of this, very hard for Dubu to cover at once. Where's the undo button? Does undo button work? The undo button does not work. This. Oh. Anyways, so it's really hard for Dubu to cover all this space. So, like, oh my god, it's very hard for Dubu to cover all this space. So crossing up or down as Juliet is really easy, and Dubu it's really hard for him to cover all that. So when we're starting the game, we're usually not looking for corner that often. It's still important to think about, and it will work exactly the same as I will show later. But for now, until I get to the easiest way to explain corner, which is in this over here, the little box, I'm just gonna say Juliet somehow, let's say, they were committed topside. There's just happened up here. They're committed topside, and guess what? Juliet mixed them up. Boom, got the down. This is now cleared. Grab speed lane, rotate down. Everyone's rotating, and now let's pretend this barrier is gone. This is now the ideal situation for corner offense. Now, how does this work? Well, we're trying to keep the core in this box right here for as long as possible. And so how we're going to do that? Well, it's simple. The brawler is going to sit on right here in this area. The brawler will be moving as little as possible, maybe moving down for a strike every now and then. Will maybe come down to here sometimes. Like let's say like the core gets closer, and brawler's gonna scooch in, get a little bit closer, get their strike in, maybe go for a dash punch, pop an ult, and then go back to this spot. Why are they covering this spot? Well, it's very simple. You want to keep the core from getting out for as long as possible on the brawler. So when you're, let's say, a core is down here. Let's just say the core is up here, and like, it's getting up to Dubu. So we get the way for now. The thing is, for Vice right now, like, is let's say, fucking Vice. This is the one we want to do with Vice. Vice goes up. Dubu has no reason to clear it down anymore. Like, it just goes back down to Vice. Like, why would you do that? What does Dubu want to do? Ooh, core gets out. Clear. Yay. You've done it, Dubu. Good job. So, our job, also, we're going to imagine that this barrier's stuck on. I don't know what I mentioned that. So, what do? We don't let that happen. Now, all of a sudden, Dubu's clear options become way worse. Dubu can't really go up anymore, and you may be thinking, oh, Dubu can go up. Actually, Juliet's gonna be like right here. Let's be honest, Juliet is right here. Dubu cannot go anywhere but down. Like you want as the brawler, you want to be suffocating them. It's very easy. Juliet's a little bit harder for this, but on characters like X, Asher, I brought up X again. Juliet was good at it, although it's a little bit more committal for her since Dash Punch is very thin. And even characters that are a bit more questionable in the position, like Drakkar, Amy, although people may call me out for that one, but I think Amy's good at it. All these characters have abilities that you can kind of just stuff in their face, really close to them. So these characters are very, very good at just when the core gets up here, they will collapse and they will click their win ability. X has ultimate primary. Asher has primary, ultimate, secondary because she's broken, and just carries dash punch slash ultimate. Although ultimate's a little bit more awkward since it's got a long timing, but they can just stand right on top of Dubu's face and they press the button that they all have that only works on top of Dubu's face. Strike, ult, strike, ultimate slash primary, ultimate slash primary. Great, good job. That is the brawler's entire role. We do not need to worry about them anymore. What matters is that the brawler does not lose their minds. It's very important for the brawler to be patient because I talked about their winning abilities, but also they need to first hold on to it for as long as possible because you're waiting for when the enemy goalie no longer has any defensive abilities left. Because if X collapses on here, actually could be Julie X Asher. If they collapse on Dubu right here, and they all go in, he hits secondary. We're stunned, and I would even find an out clear because we just got stunned. We got knocked away a little bit, and he finds the out clear. Or he could maybe we got knocked up over here, so you're gonna go for that very well. Sure, maybe he finds out. But let's say he goes back down. Guess what? We just popped X ultimate. We just popped Juliet dash punch. We just lost our easiest way to win the game. So best case scenario, we wait for Dubu to spend his abilities. If we want to go early, just know you're going to be playing to outplay them, which is not impossible, especially depending on certain goalies. Like it's really easy to beat the range goalies in these kind of situations because they can't outplay you very hard. It's possible to beat Dubu roll. It's possible to beat Alice primary. It's possible to beat Mika's entire kit, but that's like questionable. Just know that the less abilities they have, once it comes down to just strike, it is literally impossible to lose the game on brawler. You cannot be outplayed at this point. If they are just on strike or like one ability, one like kind of questionable ability, not Dubu, his entire kit's really good. But if it's just strike and you walk in there X ult strike, what do I do about that? You've got two really big circles. You got your strike and then you got your bigger strike. What does Dubu do about this? The answer is nothing. No room for outplay potential. That is what corner offense is about. Just gonna hide this guy in the corner until he comes back. So, what does Reller want to be doing? They're waiting for their winning situation where to dash punch, and then as the core is going, okay, move you in here now. As the core is moving up and down through the corner, as we said, Dubu cannot clear out because you were standing in the way. He's forced to go down into the corner and play these two. These two guys are going to be playing their midfield interactions for a very long time. So it is the brawler's job to wait for an opportunity. There's three things here, depending on how you want to win the game. You are either waiting for, let's say, your midfield needs to win two interactions. Let's say like strike, and then like let's say we get a good primary time on the Kai, beats out his strike, and guess what's moving up here? It's their job to collapse. Get ready. Wait up the abilities. They can look for like walk it. Like, Juliet can walk in here, look for a strike, and then like try to get Dubu's abilities out. Make sure to not let him get the out clear if possible. When as much as you can. That's your number one job. And you're getting abilities out slowly. The second one is this is what you do passively when you're not finding like collapses is to get damage. This is bigger on not Juliet. This is the first time where Juliet is not going to be mentioned. Well, she can do it. It's just a lot harder. Our characters like X, Asher, Centauro, Rasmus even. I think Rasmus is good at it. It is your job to start looking for damage. So, you can spend. Always make sure to hold on to your winning ability, which Centauro doesn't have. Kinda. Yeah, he has strike primary, but like that could be outplayed. And his hook, but I'm not gonna talk about Rasmus right now. Your job is to start hitting them. Maybe you're thinking, like, we're just playing damage. What does corners do with damage? Well, you see, damage usually. Let's say Amy is or Estelle. Estelle's right here. Maxwell's. Maxwell's on the line. And let's say you are a sure, you're a vice. The vice is right here. You want to hit a primary on this vice. Where's the primary? Here we go. You want to hit this thing. Guess what? It's really hard. Why is that? She has all this space to move around. She can go up, she can go down, she can go across. Woo, she's teleport. Oh god, I lost her. But there's a lot of stuff Estelle can do from here. So it's really hard. It's a lot hard to hit your abilities, especially when the core is not nearby. So it's hard to like when someone's playing the core, yeah, they want to be in strike range, you need to be around the core, so it's easier to hit your abilities. But just on your own, this is way harder to hit an ability than someone. So why does corner offense matter? It's because when you are in the corner, oh, look at this. Look at the amount of because of these walls, the amount of space that the enemy team has to work with is the amount of space that the enemy team has to work with is way smaller now. This guy. Oh god. This guy. My space tab is way smaller. Like it's like here now. That's not what I wanted. I almost hit reset. It's way smaller now. It's like in this box. Maybe that's pushing it a little bit. Maybe I'm just making it look corner offense look a lot better. But the main thing is that instead of being able to move around in this giant circle, you just lock to this box, and really you can't even walk this close to the net because if you get hit in the net, guess what? You die. So really, the box is like over here. This is way smaller. It's way easier to hit your primaries now, and because of that, and also more importantly, the core is in this extremely small space. It's going to be bouncing up and down through this space a lot. So, what does this mean for the person like damage? It is really easy to hit them now. This is most obviously shown on X because he. Guess what? Let's say again in this corner, core goes up. Obviously, but by the way, when you're playing corner offense, your goalie is going to be walking up and striking down, and that is okay. You're going to be walking up and trying to strike. If you win that strike war, hey, what do you do? We've done it. But if you lose a strike war, it doesn't matter that too much. It just goes back down for another interaction to midfield, which it's their job to just win those interactions, but I'll talk about more later. This is currently just a brawler's perspective right now. But yeah. Now we can look for damage. Like let's say we're X here. When the core is in this area, look at this primary. Look at this thing. X primary. Holy it is bigger than that. Not by that much though. Holy moly. Look at that. If I can move, can I move this around? I can't move this around. Imagine how easy it would be to just hit all three of these things with your primary right now. And there's not much they can do. If they want to play the core, they have to walk into this small area. Like they have literally they barely can move anywhere. So it is extremely easy for you to just aim your abilities on people that are playing in this extremely tight and cramped space. And additionally, because you're playing, if they're in such a small space, they're usually spending their abilities on the core to get it out. What do you want? What do you want? Sorry, my cat's here. But when they're spending their abilities in this corner, oh, what was it talking about? Oh, I'm gonna cut this out of the video. Oh, maybe we could edit for this. What if I'm just yapping? I don't remember what I was talking about, man. Anyways, because we're keeping it in the corner. What? I mean, yeah, dude, I went. To... Okay, you know what? Yeah, I'm just gonna ignore him. I'm just gonna ignore the cat. We want for corner offense, you want to keep the like I said, you want to keep the ball in the corner for as long as possible, which means you have a lot of time to damage someone. You're going to be spending all your abilities to win these interactions, which probably means you're also hitting them. It's a lot hard for them to hit you, by the way. So you get to play. You get to actually walk back and give them space to work with. Because like if as you do that, like sure, like they get more space, but also they can't give up space. What matters is that these guys are on the defense, which means it is we are in control of how much space they have to work with. So it's a lot harder for them to get hit, or it's a lot easier for us to hit them. It's a lot harder for them to hit us. So that's number two brawler's jobs, other than collapsing, looking for strikes, looking for winning situation, and damage. What's the third one? Third one is stopping corner offense. Important to see on the brawler. This applies especially well when the enemy brawler has come back. Because your midfielder with their strike is like be forcing up and down strikes. Like it's possible for them to kind of keep farming this Kai. Like, what if you win every strike war? What to do? And we keep forcing interactions up here until we win. However, when the brawler comes down here and starts assisting on this offense, like usually around here, because like let's say core goes back, the enemy brawler like wants to walk down, strike, and then the midfield is forced to strike early and goes back and say, oh, guess what? He has a strike war now. And I guess you get a lot of space because your strike's on cooldown. Or they just cut the pass, make sure that you can never get the up. And then eventually, let's say you strike, they strike first, and guess what? Now they have a favored strike war against you because your strike's on cooldown. This is the strike being on cooldown is very important. So when that happens, brawl that's when you start getting a little bit closer, start helping out. Don't let their brawler. Also damage gets stronger here because guess what? X primary. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. You can hit 4 people. But also, this is when you want to start looking for the out. Very good with when your goalie is also getting involved. I don't want to talk about it too much since this is when all 6 people are here. This is when corner offense gets really awkward and complicated. But let's just say you're not here. Let's say these two have overcommit to this wall. Let's say, especially Zentara. If Zentara is super committed over here to playing corner with Kai, guess what? Pass up, outplayed. And of course, when you want to see the rotate, it's hard to see this instead of look you. But when coordinated play, that's when the brawler can actually recognize this. Usually, when the brawler is playing corner, they're going to be like getting closer to the midfielders, like being in their face. And then when the core goes up, they go up to follow it, make sure Dubu can get the out. But when you want to start looking for an outplay, like they're wasting stuff, they're super committed to corner. That's when the brawler will instead usually give this space. So that it is easier for the midfield to find a pass up. Like we're no longer looking to collapse. We're now looking for outs. Like where do we see a pass? You're not there because you're cutting the pass. When do we see pass? Oh, get up. And then if let's say, hey, do we can secondary this? Oh, back down. That's one cooldown down. That's what corner offense is all about. Burning cooldowns. Those are 3 things Brawler wants to do on corner offense. Wow. That was a lot about the Brawler. The main thing, be patient. You can use like one of your abilities and sometimes 2, just hit people, but be patient with your winning ability. Do not waste X ult. Do not waste your X ults. Don't lose your mind. Save that ability and then looking for cross clears when you want to break the corner offense. But I'm not going to talk about breaking corner offense that much because it's not what we're about. We're playing corner. Now, what is the midfield's job? Well, the midfield's job is to do this. Core is going to go up. Core is going to come back down. And core is going to go back up. But actually, we're slowly but surely, we're making our way in. It's like, oh, a little bit closer. Oh, core goes in. Core's going back down. Oh, but we got closer, and guess what? Now, strike up. Oh, well, we're winning. But why are we winning? Okay. Now, let's get Kai out of here. What is the easiest way we can beat Dubu here? If your answer is pass and Kai or attacks, it is not. It is not that. If the answer is hit a Dubu, close. The answer is to hit. You see this corner right here? This corner, this little spot, as close to the wall as possible. Answer is that. You want to hit that corner, and it goes up. Dude doesn't want to lose barrier, so guess what? It's gonna just go straight back down. But the reason you want to go for this corner is because this gives them the least amount of space to clear, so they're forced to go straight back down. And also, it gives you the most amount of time to get closer. And now your strike's back up, like you strike, it just comes back up, and your strike's back up around here. And now you strike again at the spot. But here's the thing: this is no longer a strike ward Dubu has any precedence over. He is forced to strike late. You see, the problem with goalies here, like your brother's standing on goalie, the goalie has two options. They can walk up early and strike early, or they can play late and strike at the last second, which can beat some brawlers. Like if the brawler is sitting on top of a community out there, the way to beat that is to walk up early and strike as the goalie. However, when you're playing this corner and repeatedly going to this spot, the Dubu is losing space and losing time. Now, like when you strike the back up, his strike's off goal and strikes off goal. Oh, his strike is back, but it's over here. And like, let's say we have a little bit more time, maybe. We have a little bit more time. But at this point, the X, who has been waiting this entire time with his strike, all on cool that he has not struck a single time. That's when X goes in. He strikes. And he doesn't even have to ult. Like, this is the easy strike war of his life. Like, Dubu can only strike like now. And there's no time. Like, X just sits here and just strike. And if you really want to, strike, ult, strike. And you've done it. You've won Omega Strikers. This applies. This is all ability lists, by the way. So that's the end goal. Now let's say, let's say, let's get the midfield in here. Midfield's job is to keep this formation going so he can slowly inch our way towards Dubu, wasting his strikes, wasting his cooldowns until your brawler can collapse. You are sitting there. You are playing against their brawler or their midfield. You are just playing out the interactions. Like it's literally just midfield here. Like, how do I win this strike war? Now you see, I don't play midfield. I can't really tell you how you're gonna win every interaction strictly. Like now's a character that can do it way more easily. So now has a lot of way. Now a secondary and primary. That's two big buttons she can use to win interactions. But Vice can't really do that. She has primary. That's it. It's not even very good at winning interactions because it can only hit one thing other than chain lightning. So Vice is a character that wants to play more towards the damage. Like she's gonna give up a lot of. She's gonna give us some space, and we're just gonna be striking. We're looking for big primaries or secondaries or ultimates. If she can get in and get ultimate, she can win. Because again, they're in the corner. Like they can't run away. Like if she holds ults in this corner, Kai literally cannot run out because it's gonna cover all this space, and Kai can't run out of it because he can't go all the way across. He has to evade, and guess what? That means the core is probably slowly moving up towards it. He's in the middle of his evade. He can't strike. Kai wants Bites wants to do that a lot. Oh my god, I did it again. Like now can literally just beat Kai. Like let's be real here. Barrage can only go so far. Like you just fucking hit him in the face, or like the cores come down and like primary him slightly upwards. And, oh, strike! It's out of his strike box, outplayed. Or you use your giant circle button. Now secondary to use your giant circle to win, and he's forced to strike because it's going away from him. So it's like out of the strike box, and then he strikes back into you, and your strike is up because your strike reset. But yeah, I can't go too much into the midfield interactions. Like I said, I don't play the role. I've only watched this and understood how I want to play offense as a brawler. So it is the midfield's job to win these interactions and slowly inch their way up for the brawler. You want to keep going for the spot. If they get super committed, it is physically impossible for you to get through here. That's when you can start looking for some passes. And yeah, they mainly just want to win these interactions. You can get out of it for now. Because you want to, again, you want to strike up. Goalie is forced to strike down. So you get a little bit closer, and then strike up. Goalie is forced to strike down or spend an ability until you, like I said, you're slowly inching your way until you can collapse with all the brawler's abilities. That's it. That's corner offense. I probably shouldn't have spent so much time on this. I'm probably gonna trim the edit a little bit, but that is it. You're slowly brawler covers the out clear, midfield covers the corner clear, and it is midfield's job to win their interactions, to force out abilities, and to inch your way towards the goalie. Because again, goes up, goes down, but then we go up again. Like that. That's the thing. Midfield starts, goalie forced to go back down. Midfield has time, goes up, and that's when the goalie strike is on cooldown. This is when you collapse. This is the easiest strike of your life. Like, come on, dude, don't lose that. Midfield's job is to procure, and then it is the brawler's job to secure. They just need to hold their abilities, be patient. Your midfield will get it to you eventually, and then boom, go in. The other job is, of course, to play damage, make their life as uncomfortable for these two players as possible. Like look for like force them into bad positions with your damage. Just hit them until they die. Steal orbs. Da 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 da. Now you may be wondering, what's the goalie's job? Well, it depends. If you have an Atlas, what the fuck does Atlas do? Well, the answer is Atlas. It wants to caboose here. He wants to make it so that Atlas, like any melee goalies, also you and you. I won't say why I'm mentioning these characters. Another now. They want to caboose and they want to make sure that if this gets past their now, say they lose interaction, they are the next line of defense. So they will make sure that the now gets another opportunity to play this again. And then also, depending on the goalie, if any of these characters are walking up, or literally any ranged goalie, they can also like get in there. You can spend their abilities. Like if you can shoot cards, you can jump, you have your entire kits. That's when you can get in there. But also, for not these four, you're all melee goalies. It is also possible for these guys to play near the middle. So this is weaker when it comes to procuring for the corner. I don't know what I'm talking about this right now. But they just want to do this, and then if you're playing a ranged goalie, you can play closer to the middle, and like this is weaker for getting the core back to your midfield immediately. But let's say it does get out. Of course, you can just rotate down. It doesn't matter who you are. It could be anyone. You can just rotate down, and you can catch this. And then you can choose where do I want to go with this. Do I want to go up? Want to change the corner? Want to change side? We can go cross, go back corner. You can look for a quick pass to your X. Just know this is super scary for possession because it's really easy for it to be sniped past him at this point. However, as a range goalie, eject goalies, which are dead in the water right now apparently, going up is very strong. Because when you're playing corner offense with an eject goalie, I'm just going to get rid of some people for now. The cross is really good. So the one thing, what does an eject goalie bring to this team? I already talked about what the melee goalie. They want to play caboose. They want to like make this position right here in the corner as strong as possible. This is of course going to be weaker because it is easier to get through a range goalie. But what does the range goalie have? Well, the answer is they have abilities that can get in there. When you're collapsing, you have another person who can just cyber swipe, teleport in there, and guess what? Oh my god, that's like really hard to lose. This requires a lot of this goalie is literally now just being treated as another brawler. Like they're keeping an eye out. Do I need to spend my ability, or is it possible to just teleport in here and win this interaction up here? Great. The other thing that the goalie can do, especially depending on their dash range, is crosses are stronger. Corner offense is weaker with it's more good with melee goalies because you're just empowering this corner, keep it as long as possible in a small space. Small spaces are good for melee goalies, but in open space, these cross clears get way stronger. So when you force the enemy team to commit to the down, this becomes super good for your eject goalie because then when this goes up, so we go cross. Oh, even if Dubu can reach this, Amy can usually reach this. And it is really, really good. I'm probably just gonna crop this out of video and say this how does the brawler play corner offense. But yeah, that's it. I don't know why I had the urge to record this at 2 a.m. in the morning. I don't even know how long I've been recording, but I'm probably just gonna drop this on YouTube, lightly edited. Goodbye.